This is Redemption on the Delaware. This is not a trip to be underestimated. 90 degrees, 95 degrees, super high humidity.
We heard firsthand reports of bears from other river goers.
There was forecast to be 3 inches of rain overnight. We got terrible poison ivy. There weren't any campsites available. Rolling 10+ mile days. This trip was a long time in the making, because last time we were at this boat access, we were getting back in our canoe after having lost it, and thinking we had not, the canoe was gone, and that was about 4 years ago. So this is very much a redemption trip. Over the past couple years, ever since we did this trip, we've been compelled to always find the new trip, find a new place to go, new campsites to explore, and I think that's a lot of fun. It's stressful having to, it's the rat race of, okay, next year, where are we going? What's the new place we're going? We had plans to go up to the western Susquehanna this year, and western branch of the Susquehanna, and do a similar trip, and it's got great reputation as being just wilderness, but that river is subject to rainfall, and it's not a late season river. We broke out of the cycle of something new every year, and actually doing a repeat trip back to the Delaware. That's where we're gonna get redemption. Because last time we did this, Mother Nature hit us hard. First off, we lost our boat overnight. I mean, I'll tell that story later. We got terrible poison ivy, rumors of bears, rolling 10+ mile days. We got to campsites too late. There weren't any campsites available. So I think we learned our lesson last time. We got a much shorter trip. We got all the right gear. We got older kids. We rented boats. Just happy to be out here. So leaving Eschbach on our way to night number 1. And we're kicking off a 2-night, 3-day canoe trip. My big concerns with this trip coming in, it's still a concern, is the weather, because up until about a day ago we were in 90 degrees, 95 degrees, super high humidity. That was kind of playing out to be a repeat of last year with super hot weather, where you didn't want to make a campfire at night. There was forecast to be 3 inches of rain overnight here in the Delaware Water Gap. Our initial plans were to come up to last night and do a base camp night at a local state forest site. As soon as we heard about that weather coming, we scratched that, and it didn't pan out. It did rain, I don't know, but not that much, inch of rain overnight. And it kind of cooled off today, so now we don't have the beaten sun, but it's gonna be about 50 degrees overnight, so it's gonna be cold. Mother Nature ain't letting us have it easy.
Oh, after the king, only after the king. I mean, it's not like I'm holding 100 pounds here. I know. All right, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, you can go.
We might not even get a fire started this whole vacation.
John, can you get a fire starter? Thank you.
What? I don't know where the fire starters are.
Really?
If anything, you should know where they are. Because you're like the fire master.
Guys, look, I'm so strong.
You're stronger
Look, I'm
than
so strong. Yeah.
Hulk.
Hulk can easily break apart a lot.
You better come.
Look, it's stairs.
In the front, so how would I poop my pants?
That's a great question.
Also in the back. It's also in the back.
Didn't poop.
You might have to swim to the aisle.
Magnesium, and then we should get a torch and place it and steal the.
That is such a good idea, James. Why did I never think of that?
Because you're not amazing.
Because
like
we're
me.
gonna
Oh, sorry.
die. Nobody thought of it.
We're not as cool as James. Right, James?
Yeah.
I blew it to come back and it didn't come back.
Regina.
It died.
Oh yeah, Luke and what's your name
I
again?
found it first. I found it first.
It's not a competition.
Yes, I did.
It's not a competition.
I'm a competition.
A wiener!
It's a what?
It's a wiener. It's a hot dog.
It's a what?
A wiener.
A what?
Jinx! What?
Marshall.
You said jinx at the. We said jinx at the same time.
Then there's no drink.
Then there's no jinx.
Marshall was
No,
like,
but technically.
yeah, I get what you're saying. Marshall was like, for all the marbles, and John goes, marbles!
You can get up yourself. How is it not nice? You're being lazy.
Good morning from day number 2. First night down in Delaware Water Gap, and slept fantastic. It's about, I'd say probably 60 degrees right now, 9 o'clock, and it's absolutely gorgeous morning here on the river. And big concern going into last night was we had, with 9 people, way more food than we could reasonably hang in the tree. So there's reports of bears here. We heard firsthand reports of bears from other river goers, and the guiding company warned us about them too. But there's not many signs around saying hang your food. So we have Tupperwares of food, giant trash bags, and kind of just had to go out on a limb last night and keep the food on the ground in Tupperware bins, cross our fingers. And luckily no visitors at camp, but it was definitely on my mind all night.
All right, back on the river, man. Shoot, here we are, kicking off day 2 on the Delaware Water Gap. It is a gorgeous day. Sun is out, it's not blazing hot. Hit the water just about noon. got about 4 miles to go. And we're heading to the Hamilton group of campsites tonight. About 4 miles down the river. Hopefully takes us about an hour. Getting again a nice early setup at camp. And have another nice night on the river, Saturday night. But I gotta say, it is absolutely crowded this morning. We started about even 9 a.m. We saw people come down the river of all sorts. Bunch of day trip people, because you know they're lightly geared, some of them in tubes. But then we're also seeing a bunch of overnighters too. And that's just absolutely stoking my anxiety that we're not gonna find a campsite. We'll make it, we're gonna make it work. Made it work before. You know, that's why we got a short day on the river, just about an hour. So again, crossing our fingers, we found a good campsite. Got the GPS cords in, and
James,
see what we find.
if you get to me, I could.
Hit that ripple right there. New Delaware's got some rock. There you go. Oh yeah, that's there. There you go. Oh, I gotta pay attention to what we're doing. You got your eye out for rocks? So it's one of the stories from last trip is that on night number 2, that was the night we were running late. I mean, it was getting dark, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Campsite after campsite was booked. And we ended up sleeping on the end of an access road right around here. We're trying to look for the spot, but we turned it into a pretty nice campsite because it was all clear. It was a gravel road. Just had to kind of sleep on rocks. I don't even think we had air mattresses at that point. But we had to actually end up paddling back up river just to get to that spot because we're going from campsite to campsite and it was booked on Saturday night. And here we are again on Saturday night and there's a ton of people on the river. So we only have a couple more miles, but fingers crossed we can find one of these Hamilton sites open. The moment is upon us. We're less than 1,000 feet from the first Hamilton campsite. There's about 10 there.
I wonder if this is the stone beach that we had lunch on before.
And hopefully there's sites available.
Stone throne.
Take a seat. We'll see. But definitely kind of got that uneasy feeling that we're gonna go around this turn and see a bunch of boats lined up at every campsite and people already swimming. So cross our fingers we can find a great site.
Just pass it up to Nolan. Don't try to carry it up all the time. Pass it up, then we'll keep passing it. That's Wilson. That's Wilson. Make sure it stays upright. That one, just bring it next to the fire.
Well, needless to say, another beautiful campsite tonight. It's about 7:40 Saturday night, and you know, the pressure to find a campsite today never let up.
We are in the last group of about 9 campsites before the takeout at Smithfield, and it's labeled the Hamilton group of sites. And we knew they were numbered 117 on the odd numbers only, so like we knew what to look for. And of course we come around the bend, and the first couple sites were empty, but you know they weren't totally ideal. It was a pretty steep climb up the embankment to get to the site, so you know we parked there, we reserved it, and meanwhile I went down in the kayak, scoped out the rest of the sites, and what do you know, all but one of them were taken, and the one remaining was even less ideal than this. So you know we called it here and made it work, and it's actually a really great site. Probably the only problem though is that it's pretty steep to get up, and there's like, without the little hand ladder that's there, it would be next to impossible. So we made it work. We're here at a night 2 campsite in Hamilton 5 maybe, and yeah, another great day on the water. And luckily Mother Nature held out. We're worried about rain popping up or being too hot, and didn't need any suntan lotion. Mother Nature held out, and we did find a site that they say we're generally happy with. So again, next thing to worry about is what are we going to do with the food tonight? Probably just leave it out again and cross our fingers. No, we don't get any visits from any raccoons, bears, or skunks. I mean, that's honestly what I was worried about sitting around the fire last night, because it's happened so many times. I'm pretty confident a bear's not going to wander into camp when you got a fire going. Honestly, same with a raccoon, but the skunks are the ones that get confident and they'll come through, and it's happened on more than one occasion. So cross our fingers tonight, no visitors, leave the food out, and 5 miles to the takeout tomorrow at Smithfield. First night of the 2021 trip. Did not tie the canoe up, and thought I pulled it up on shore enough, but what do you know, the river rose overnight, floated, canoe started floating, floated away. Woke up morning 1 after night 1, and we were down a boat, and our boat was gone. And what's worse, it was our personal canoe that was my pop-ups. And it was quite a thing to have to call the Rangers and get extracted and have them drive back to our car, and then feel that low that I lost my canoe, couldn't finish the trip. And I was that, stupid to not tie up the boat. But as I was feeling that on the way home, after I got back to our car, the Rangers dropped us off at, connected with Dave, and he lets me know they had found our boat, and we've pulled a U-turn on I-78 or whatever it is, coming out of Stroudsburg to the Poconos, and pull into Eschbach. We'd put in Milton that year. It was a huge trip from Milton to Smithfield. We met at Eschbach, which is where we put in this year, and lo and behold, 2 people that we actually put in with at Milton, 2 guys that were kind of doing the same type of trip we were, solo, pull up with start floating down the river with our canoe, still filled with gear, nothing had spilled. And it was quite the juxtaposition to the low that I was feeling in the car on the way home, to that moment when I was like, oh my gosh, we're back, parked. I've now found the boat I thought was lost forever, and I can resume the trip that I thought we were abandoning to go home. And we get back in the boat, and the weather was unreal. We rode that high right into the poison ivy that we had to hang in the bear bag that night.
Not personal.
Moby?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
What's Bones walk-up song?
James, good boy.
Bo?
You are
That is so funny.
Good morning, day 3, morning 2 on the Delaware Water Gap. And it's about 9 a.m. Sun's coming out, burning off the fog. There was a ton of fog on the river this morning. It was actually pretty cool to open up the tent and look out to. Ton of condensation overnight, almost like it rained, but it didn't. Luckily the boats didn't move, still tied up good. And no compulsion, no stress today to find a new spot. When we're ready to get out of here, we'll float on down to Smithfield, 5 miles, and pull out. And it's gonna be a wonderful day.
Yes, then we can have lunch for an hour.
You at like 11.
Here?
No, like, yeah.
Good morning, back on the water, man. Shoo, we got our last morning here, morning 2 on the water. Got about 5 miles to go. We're going under the marked power lines and just pulling out 5 easy miles down to Smithfield. Just pulling out at 12:05. I'm convinced it's impossible to get out earlier than noon on these trips. And you know, we made the most of the campsite last night. It wasn't ideal with the embankment there. That thing was a nightmare, but we ran the train with the boys, helped out with the gear, and you know, everything just worked out, you know. So it was but it's funny thinking like we're gonna roll in this campsite at 7 o'clock at night or something and think there's gonna be campsites available. No way. But you know, again, all worked out. No need to stress. I think that's kind of what the moral of the story is here. Just let it go and figure it out. No bears came to visit, no skunks, no raccoons, even though we didn't do anything with the food. And weather held up. It's a gorgeous day, even though it started with fog. So, you know, I think that's the lesson here. Is just take it one step at a time, and you know, learn your lessons from last time, and it all works out. Ends up being just really enjoyable time. dang, what a trip. Still kind of basking in the glory of the final day, where all the concerns are put to peace. We did not lose a boat. We have now conquered the Delaware Water Gap. We did not get visited by an animal at night. We had 2 awesome campsites. And all in all, didn't run out of any food. We're gonna finish up by about 3:30 on Sunday and just had an awesome little final snack break. What a day, what a weekend. 15 miles, 3 days, about 5 miles each. I think we were kind of consensus was it was a little bit short. Probably could have done 7 miles a day. I think consensus was if Mother Nature wasn't a factor, we would have come up Thursday night, got to the outfitter first thing Friday morning, and put in upriver a little bit more, have a little bit more time on the river on Friday. But you know, it was really no big deal. We had an awesome campsite both nights. Great campsite. And didn't get rained on. Yeah, overall, sun wasn't too incredibly hot either. Had a great fire each night, slept great. Woke up to a cool foggy morning this morning, and great trip. I cannot wait to come back. We'll be back. We'll do this trip again. We'll do this trip again. Find 2 new campsites, and Delaware Water Gap. Calling you conquered.